David, Sinda. Hey, congratulations for the Artifice Girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So let's ask that obligatory question. What initially attracted you to this project in the first place? Sinda, why don't you start?
Sure, thanks. Well, first off, it was the chance to get to work with Franklin again. We'd worked together over the years in theater, and I loved it. Him as actors. And then the next thing, it was the script. I read the script, and it was probably one of the most meatiest scripts I had ever read or had the opportunity to take part of. And it also felt like it was something that had the ability to get people thinking and talking.
Wow. David?
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. I thought the characters were so smart, and I don't think I've had a chance to play someone that intelligent, and so I knew it would be challenging for me to make a character sound smarter than I actually am. Um, and plus, like Cinda said, it was a chance to work with Franklin again. I believe he's a brilliant visionary. Um, Everything I've worked with him on has been great, and I didn't think this would be any other way. So,
This film is wonderful because it raises ethical questions. I mean, it makes you think about it while you're reading the script. Did you have that debate in your head too? David, why don't you start this?
yes, I tell everyone this. When I got finished reading the script, I did not agree with Amos's position. I thought that AI should not have rights. They are tools. But as we had more conversations and we talked and I started doing some research, my opinion totally changed. So I think the script worked on me at least. So yeah, but there was a lot of debate in my head on because I mean, I could have played the character regardless of my personal views, but I wanted Amos to be as authentic as possible. And it helped that I did come around to the right way of thinking.
Wow. Cinda, your character had a lot of this debate.
Yes, she did. And for me, I'm not a real technical person, but what I loved about Dina was she approached it from a philosophical viewpoint, and she was able to look at both sides and to see herself as a leader. That part of her job was asking people to look at things from all sides and to kind of see into the future. So I like the fact that she had this great technical know-how, but above that, she was guiding people. You know, she was directing people. She was like just inspiring people to think bigger and broader.
Now, I guess the real debate is, AI is becoming real, especially today. We can now start using AI to, write up things and so on. And this film shows that AI can chase down child predators. Who knows? Down the road, AI could replace actors. What do you think about this? Cinda, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know, I love that line Dina has, someday we won't even need actors. Yeah, maybe we won't need them, but we might want them. You know, as somebody who's done a lot of live performing, I think I'm going to be hopeful and positive and think that there will always be place for live human beings as actors and artists. And yes, you may choose to have AI help you in some way, and you may not. Hopefully, we'll have the choice. And hopefully, AIs will have some sort of autonomy too,
Hmm.
or will at least talk about how that would make things better. Everybody involved to have, input rather than just all the choice making being in the hands of a few people.
David, you want to add something?
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't think AI is going to replace everything. I think you may have movies made with AI, you may have movies made with real people. I think it'll be more of an integration into our society than people only using AI. You know, for us, I think it can be a great tool, but I think that's why, you know, we really have to keep our eye on how it's being used. You know, so it doesn't get to the point where we're totally trying to replace humans, because that's everybody's biggest fear with AI, is that one day it'll grow and take over. But AI can only do, at this moment in time, can only do what we put into it. So it's like a child. You know, whatever you put into that child, you can get out of that child. And I believe it's the same way with AI.
Well said. Now, did Franklin approach this film like a play? Because it's a very contained setting and a very small cast.
No, he approached it as a film. It just I'm not, to me, when I watch it, it doesn't feel like a play, other than the fact that it's, you know, it's just one room, it's just one location for a big chunk of the film. But no, he approached it and as much as he could like a film, given that the space was, you know, a little small.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm just thinking, you know, there's a lot of films that do feel like they're plays, but there's something about them that also feel like they work better on screen. And I think this probably falls into that category. I just love how much dialogue there is, but at the same time, there's that intensity and kind of tension that you don't get sometimes in theater. That's so, you know, it's all big.
Mhm.
So I think it's kind of a nice blend of two things coming together in this really, well, I heard someone refer to it as a chamber piece. I was like, well, that's kind of interesting, because I like chamber music, and chamber music was designed to be listened to very carefully in a quiet room. And I think, well, this movie is designed to be listened to in a quiet room.
Okay.
That's an interesting description. And how was it acting alongside Franklin practically for all your scenes, right? Both of you are all
Yeah.
in the all the is two-thirds of the film.
Yeah. Franklin is a genius. He is great to work with. He gives you, especially for his characters, he really adds a different type of flavor to his characters that he's played, and this one that he played, Garrett. And it was, for me, in some scenes, I was really in awe of how machine-like he could be, and he was pulling it off flawlessly. But yeah, for me, it's always great to work with Franklin, always.
Yeah. I adore working with Franklin. I've been in two really powerful plays with him where we each had great roles, and one where he was son and I was a kind of a psychopathic mother. And it was so much fun. And he, in this movie, you know, he's not a Gareth at all. But as David said, watching him in his role as an actor, I learned a lot. And it's just, it's fun, but it's also something like you feel safe going to the wall with Franklin.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's like, you just know he can handle whatever you give him and it's going to be fine.
most excellent. I'm actually fascinated with Tatum's performance on it here, but I wasn't even sure. Were you acting with Tatum in the room, or was she just completely, you know, like added on later through green screen?
We we can't give away how the sausage is made, but I would say she was on set with us for every shot, for everything. She was there. We were all in the same building. And I really don't think I can say much more than that.
And it was all live. I mean, it was in real time.
So yes.
And it was great. And I felt as Dina and as a performer that she was in the room with us, even though it was 2-dimensional, I felt a 3-dimensional energy.
Okay.
Well, well said there. And because you folks were in 2 acts of the film, what did you think about the aging process of your characters?
So when we were talking about how Amos was going to look in the 2nd act, it was like, well, you got to be gray, and I want you to cut your hair. And I was like, no, I don't. we can get hair and makeup or something. But eventually, because he asked me to do it, I did it. It's different about aging, because as we age, of course, our characteristics, our physical abilities change, and I think I had that part down until the fight, and then it was hard to like fight as an older man, I should say, because yeah. But no, other than that, the aging part was fun. I like to have an arc, and I think that the time leap gave the story an extra arc, so to speak.
Sinda?
Yeah, I like the challenge of aging, and I think for Dina, there were definitely, obviously, physicalities that were brought into it. But for me, it was also in her brain, she had aged because she was thinking differently about things, and she has a secret in her brain that I don't want to give away, but she's realizing she knows something in Act 2 that nobody else knows, and it has a significant impact on her. And it is, it's as we age, sometimes we slow down and things we're more thoughtful, and it's more about, the bigger picture or finding wisdom than in Act 1, where it's about, kind of bravado and you got to listen to me, I'm the boss.
Well said. Well, David, Sinda, thank you very much for speaking to us about the Artifice Girl. People should enjoy this film because it really makes you think about a lot of different things, especially about technology in the future. So thank you for this conversation, and thank you for your performance in this film.
Thank you, and thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much. It was a delight to be with you.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Bye now.
Bye.